ask you, Secretary Edelman and Secretary Freed, about the warnings that were given to Georgia. There was a great deal of public statements about these warnings that were given to Georgia, but there's also an allegation that there was some mixed signals given to Georgia about what our response would be. This morning, you both very clearly indicated that we told the Georgians many times that they should not use military force, initiate any ground operation. And I want to start with you, perhaps, Secretary Freed, because you apparently had some of these conversations. Would you outline for us when and where those conversations took place, where we urged the Georgians, warned the Georgians that they should not initiate any ground action against South Ossetia, or into South Ossetia?
Mr. Chairman, for many months, I, my colleagues, and Secretary Rice had told the Georgians clearly and unequivocally that any military action initiated by them would be a mistake and lead to a disaster. We were a mistake and lead to a disaster. We were not terribly subtle. We were not indirect. We were quite clear and occasionally blunt. In the spring, during a period of tension over Abkhazia, I and my colleagues made these points repeatedly to the Georgian leadership. Secretary Rice, in her trip to Tbilisi in July, made these points directly to President Saakashvili. As tension in South Ossetia mounted in the first days of August. We repeated these points and made them on August 7th, as tension was mounting. We told the Georgians that they should not fall victim to provocations, that whatever their fears and concerns, a military response would be a mistake. It is true that we gave them warnings. It is not true that we presented them with mixed signals.
In the August warnings prior to August 7th, can you just be more specific? When and where were those warnings given, to whom and by whom? Were you involved?
I was involved personally.
In over the phone, or
sometimes over the phone, sometimes in Tbilisi when I would travel there.
Before August 7th, in August.
Yes.
In
yes.
August.
In August, over the phone. The weekend, let's see, that would have been August 1st. The weekend before the end of July, first days in August, about South Ossetia.
And these were over the phone?
These were over the phone and in person with the Georgian ambassador. They were also, when I traveled to Tbilisi with Secretary Rice, but also on my own, it was a regular feature of my discussions that I would urge the Georgians not to fall victim to any provocations.
And what was their response?
Their response was, one, they knew that a military operation would be a disaster, but that if their villages were attacked and their people were under assault, they would be under grave pressure to do something, to which I would invariably reply, that's not a good enough reason to make a wrong decision. So the conversations were blunt. They were clear. It is true that the Georgians felt themselves to be, and in fact were, under severe provocation. Their villages were attacked. Russian forces, a Russian plane had shot down a Georgian drone over Abkhazia. Russian-led forces came into firefights with Georgians in Abkhazia. There were numerous provocations, and we also had conversations with the Russians. But nevertheless, our messages were not mixed. They were quite clear.
Now,
recent fighting in Georgia and in its breakaway provinces was started by Georgia. The Georgians broke the truce, not the Russians. And no one out of talk of provocation and all this other stuff can alter